Have you ever questioned the power of hope and faith in your life? These two elements, hope and faith, are not just abstract concepts. They are vital forces that shape our everyday experiences, providing us with strength, resilience, and the courage to face life's challenges. Imagine hope as a beacon, a light that guides us through the darkest tunnels of life. It's the gentle whisper that tells us, things will get better. It's the spark that ignites the flames of our dreams and aspirations. Now consider faith. It's like a sturdy anchor, grounding us amidst life's tumultuous storms. It's the unwavering belief that despite the trials we face, there's an unseen hand guiding us, a love God who is rooting for us. These two, hope and faith, intertwined, form a formidable duo that can change the course of our lives. As we delve into the scriptures, let us hope to gain a deeper understanding of the power of hope and faith. Consider Romans 12:12. Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer. This verse calls us to maintain a hopeful spirit, even when we are faced with challenges and difficulties. It's not about ignoring the hardships, but rather finding a sense of joy and expectation in the promises of what is yet to come. Our hope is not a naive optimism, but a confident expectation rooted in the faithfulness of God. The verse also emphasizes the importance of patience during times of tribulation. Patience is not merely waiting passively, but actively enduring with a steadfast spirit. It's about holding on, not giving up, and trusting in the timing of Jesus. Finally, the verse urges us to be constant in prayer. Prayer is not just a ritual, but a lifeline, a means of communication with God. It anchors us, guides us, and provides us with comfort and strength. In the midst of tribulation, it encourages us to remain hopeful, patient, and prayerful. Hebrews 10:23 tells us, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful." In this verse, we're encouraged to cling to our hope, to not let it waver or falter, no matter what storms life may throw at us. We are asked to believe in the promises of God, to trust in His faithfulness. It's a call to faith, a call to hope, a call to hold fast to the conviction that God, who promised, is indeed faithful. God's faithfulness is a recurring theme throughout the Bible. It's a cornerstone of our faith. His promises are not empty or fleeting. They are steadfast and unchanging. His faithfulness is a beacon in the tempest, a constant reassurance that we are not alone, that He is with us, guiding us, protecting us, loving us. This verse reminds us of the unwavering faithfulness of God and the importance of holding on to hope. Romans 15:13 and Psalm 31:24 both emphasize the power of hope and courage. These verses, filled with wisdom and guidance, remind us of the importance of finding joy, peace, and strength in our faith in God. Romans 15:13 talks about the God of hope, who fills us with joy and peace in our belief. This joy and peace are not of our own making, but are gifts from the Holy Spirit, allowing us to overflow with hope. It's a beautiful illustration of how our faith, coupled with the power of the Holy Spirit, can lead us to a life abundant in hope. On the other hand, Psalm 31:24 calls us to be strong and courageous. It's a rallying cry for all who wait upon the Lord, a reminder that strength and courage come from our hope and faith in Him. These verses encourage us to be strong, take courage, and abound in hope through our faith in God. Hebrews 6:19 and James 1:3 both speak to the steadfast nature of hope and faith. These verses paint a beautiful picture of hope as an anchor for our souls, unyielding and steadfast. It is a hope that enters into the innermost sanctum of our being, a place of deep intimacy and connection with the living God, Jesus. Now let's consider James 1:3. This verse highlights the transformative power of trials and tribulations. It's not a question of if our faith will be tested, but when. Yet, it is through these very tests that our faith is refined, becoming more steadfast and enduring. In essence, these verses connect to form a profound truth. Our hope in God is unwavering, anchoring us in times of storm, and the trials we face serve to strengthen our faith, making it more steadfast. Remember, the diamond only forms under pressure. Thus, our faith, when tested, becomes a precious gem of steadfastness. These verses show us the unwavering solidity of hope and the strength that comes from tested faith. Isaiah 40:31 and 2 Corinthians 4:16-18 both speak to the renewing power of hope and faith. The verses invite us to consider the profound strength that can be found in waiting on the Lord and the wonderful promise of spiritual renewal. Isaiah paints a vivid picture. Those who wait on the Lord are not merely standing still, but they are actively hoping, trusting and believing. They are promised not just a renewal of strength, but a mounting up with wings like eagles. How beautiful is this image? It speaks to a strength that is not merely physical but spiritual and inward, allowing us to rise above the trials and tribulations of life. Now let's delve into the words of 2 Corinthians. This passage speaks of an outer self that may be wasting away, but an inner self that is being renewed day by day. It acknowledges the reality of our human condition, that we age, we decay, we face trials. But it also points to a deeper truth. Our inner self, our spirit, is not subject to the same laws. It is being renewed, growing stronger and more vibrant, even as our physical selves may be weakening. And what's the cause of this renewal? It's our hope and faith. The passage speaks of a light momentary affliction, preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison. It's a stunning contrast, isn't it? The trials we face now are light and momentary compared to the eternal glory that awaits us. Our hope is not in the things we can see, which are transient, but in the things that are unseen, which are eternal. Here we see it, the renewing power of hope and faith. It's not a blind optimism or a denial of reality, but a deep-rooted confidence in the promises of God. It's a hope that anchors the soul, a faith that renews and strengthens. These verses remind us of the renewing and transformative power of hope and faith. They call us to wait on the Lord, to endure, and to look forward to the eternal glory that far outweighs our present struggles. Psalm 27:14 and Romans 5:3-5 both emphasize the importance of waiting, strength, and the power of hope. Both these verses carry within them an important message of resilience, patience, and faith. They guide us through the trials and tribulations of life, showing us that waiting is not merely an act of passivity, but rather a demonstration of strength and faith. Diving into Psalm 27:14, we are reminded to wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. This verse is a call to patience, a reminder that strength and courage are not always found in action, but often in the quiet moments of waiting. In these moments, we are not idle. We are preparing, growing, and learning to trust in the Lord's timing. On the other hand, Romans 5:3-5 takes us on a journey through suffering and its transformative power. Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. This verse is a testament to the strength that can be found in our most challenging moments. It acknowledges the reality of suffering, but reframes it as an opportunity for growth and transformation. The beauty of these verses lies not only in their individual messages, but also in the way they complement each other. Together, they paint a picture of a journey of faith that is marked by waiting and suffering, but ultimately leads to hope. They remind us that it is through our trials that we are molded and shaped, that our character is refined, and our hope is solidified. These verses encourage us to embrace the challenges we face, to find strength in the waiting, and to find joy in the knowledge that our trials are not in vain. They assure us that even in the midst of suffering, there is hope, because it is through this very suffering, through our endurance and the character it builds, that we are filled with an unwavering sense of hope. These verses assure us that even in suffering, there is hope, because it produces endurance, character, and ultimately hope. Reflecting on these scriptures, we see a common thread connecting hope, faith, courage, and strength. We are reminded to rejoice even in the face of tribulation and to remain constant in prayer. Our faith is an anchor for our souls, steadfast and sure. It guides us to the innermost sanctuaries of our spiritual existence, providing strength and courage for those who wait on the Lord. Through our faith, we are renewed day by day, finding strength in the unseen and eternal, rather than in the transient and visible. The testing of our faith produces steadfastness, forging character and nurturing hope. As we endure, we uncover a resilience that mirrors the unwavering constancy of our faith. The scriptures underscore the transformative ability of hope and faith. They teach us to endure, to remain steadfast, and to find strength in the face of adversity. May these scriptures serve as a reminder of the power of hope and faith in our lives, and the strength they provide in times of tribulation. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment below if this video helped you, and be sure to subscribe for more content like this. I hope to encourage you again.